Over the past couple of weeks, we have dove deep into the campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, looking at the various characters who are returning into the game, the different organizations, and really the small details. But what if there's a lot more that we can take away from this? What if there is a big overarching detail that a lot of people have ignored? This detail would be that I believe Modern Warfare is actually a prequel to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, a game that takes place literally decades later. In this video, we are going to dive into that idea and try to figure out whether or not this statement could actually be true, and actually look at the evidence that supports that. This is going to explain how Modern Warfare may be a prequel to Infinite Warfare. Now, before we dive into the video, I just wanted to tell you guys about today's video sponsor. Today's video sponsor is Current. Current is a mobile banking app, so if you're sick of going into the bank, waiting in those annoying lines, and dealing with those slow bank employees,
nice to see you.
This banking app is perfect for you. First of all, with Current, when you sign up for a Black Premium card account, you get a really damn good looking bank card. Like, seriously, it looks really sexy. And on top of that, it works online and in any store that you go to. On top of that, you can do direct deposits with your paychecks, and if you do direct deposits, you can actually get access to your paychecks up to 2 days early. The Current app itself has some really cool features. First of all, it has smart spending notifications. So if you're spending a whole bunch of money in a specific spot, it'll let you know about that and tell you what you're actually spending, almost like a receipt. And on top of that, there's things called savings pods to help you save up for that vacation that you want, or even that super awesome car that you've been saving up for. Your Visa debit card will also work with Apple Pay or Google Wallet, which is super convenient. And of course, the app works on both iOS and Android. Current is a better way of banking than your old-fashioned brick-and-mortar banks or prepaid cards. It only takes 2 minutes to sign up. All you got to do is check out the link down in the description. It'll be the first thing down there. And Current, thank you so much for sponsoring the video and making it possible for me to keep creating content for you guys every day. Now, Modern Warfare being a prequel to Infinite Warfare, where the hell is this coming from? So it kind of started a couple of days ago when I made a video talking about the different characters within the game, and one of the characters no one has really talked about. So if you go to the Infinity Ward website, you can see here that it talks about the story, and as we scroll through, we get to see a bunch of the characters, a bunch of the forces in the game. For example, Al-Qatala is one of the terrorist forces ran by the Wolf, as we can see here. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see right here Barkov's forces, and the description of this one is mercs and soldiers who carry out the general's brutal agenda. Now, the general that it talks about here, his real name is Roman Barkov, hence the name Barkov's forces. And out of all of the trailers that we have seen so far, we haven't actually seen him, hear him talk, know why he's a bad guy. However, throughout one of the trailers, I think we do get to see an image of him. As you can see, I'm zooming in on it here. I think that is him, but all in all, we really haven't seen him much yet. But the important name is that last name, Barkov. Now, I believe that Roman Barkov's forces are Russian, hence the symbol and his name, but there is a character in Infinite Warfare called Radoslav Barkov, who is a captain lieutenant for the SDS, or Settlement Defense Front, who are the bad guys in Infinite Warfare. Once again, another bad guy.
To the UNSA forces aboard my ship. This is Captain Barkov. Yield, or the personnel will die. Where's he transmitting from?
Now, in Operation Taken Dagger in Infinite Warfare, Nick Reyes actually kills Radoslav Barkov. So he wasn't a major character within the game, but he was definitely a character that can be recognized. And the name Barkov, at least I think, is not a coincidence. Now, in Infinite Warfare, they never actually gave us a year that it actually takes place. So saying at the very minimum it takes place in the year 2100, at the very least, Roman Barkov that we are seeing here for Modern Warfare would be Radoslav Barkov's great-grandfather. Now, the evidence does continue from here. First of all, in Modern Warfare, you play as the Bravo 6 Division, which is, of course, Captain Price's team. Now, this is a force within the British SAS, or Special Air Force Service, and throughout this, Captain Price recruits a bunch of different people. Alex from the CIA, Farah from the Yurzik militia, and on top of that, Sergeant Kyle Garrick from the SAS. And this crew becomes Bravo 6. But through several leaks of the story and speculation, it is rumored that the actual focus of Modern Warfare is the idea of putting together a task force, aka Task Force 141. This was the same division that we saw in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 and was a major component of those games. And there actually is some proof of this already within Modern Warfare. If you actually have a closer look at the trailer and have a look at this very scene at Alex's shoulder, you're actually able to see the Task Force 141 logo. So there is proof that it is in Modern Warfare 2019. So if Task Force 141 is going to be in Modern Warfare, guess what? There's also a bunch of references to Task Force 141 in Infinite Warfare. One great example of this, where it literally says it in writing, is in the pre-order poster for Infinite Warfare. This, what we are looking at here, is talking about the spaceship used in Infinite Warfare. It says, the Retribution's hull classification is SWC-141. aka Space Warship Carrier 141. The numerical designation was recommended by representatives of the Russian Federation in remembrance of the heroic actions of Task Force 141. And it doesn't end there. There are also classic weapons within Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and one of them is labeled as TF-141, which of course stands for Task Force 141, but if you didn't already know, this weapon is actually the intervention from previous Modern Warfare games as well. It even goes as far as showing it on the side of the weapon if you zoom in on it. Now, as we know, Modern Warfare's main character this year is obviously Captain Price. Everything we've seen promo-wise has been about Captain Price. There's also a couple of references to Captain Price within Infinite Warfare. The first of which was actually a skin you could use for Striker, which is of course Captain Price, as we are seeing here. The other one is a little bit more subtle. There are weapon charms within Infinite Warfare that you unlock through prestiging weapons, the first of which is a dog tag. Now, it is nearly impossible to see, but when I zoom in here, you can just barely make it out. At the very top there, the name on these dog tags is Captain John Price. Once again, another reference to Captain Price. Like I said, you can barely make it out, but it's definitely just barely legible. So at this point, it is very clear to see that Modern Warfare is absolutely 100% a prequel to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. The question at this point is, what timeline is the actual prequel? Is it the Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 that are the prequel to Infinite Warfare? Or is it the 2019 Modern Warfare that is the actual prequel? At this point, we don't really know, and only time will tell. This is something that we're going to find out within the next month once the game is actually launched. The one thing I will say, though, is the one thing that Modern Warfare 2019 has that the original trilogy doesn't is the link between Roman Barkov and Radoslav Barkov. That link does not exist in the original Modern Warfare trilogy. But one thing is very clear now. It is no longer just the Modern Warfare timeline from 1, 2, and 3. It has now been taken a step further, and with the new story of Modern Warfare 2019, there is now an entire Modern Warfare multiverse. So those are the many reasons why I believe Modern Warfare is a prequel to Infinite Warfare. First of all, the Radoslav Barkov in Infinite Warfare versus the Roman Barkov in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. On top of that, all of the references to Task Force 141, which I believe we're also going to see throughout the Modern Warfare campaign. And then finally, the references to Captain Price. Captain Price, of course, being the main character within Modern Warfare, and the reference to him within Infinite Warfare. All of these reasons put together, I truly believe that Modern Warfare is a prequel to Infinite Warfare, and I really do think that throughout the campaign of Modern Warfare, we're going to see even more and more references to Infinite Warfare. But for that, only time will tell. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on everything Modern Warfare and everything Call of Duty. And of course, check out today's sponsor down in the description, Current. If you're looking for some banking, they are the people for you, so check them out down in the description. And of course, leave a comment letting me know anything I can cover in the future. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are